I Go Ricky, G-Force Athletics. Today we're going to do a 30-minute full body routine focusing mostly on the core, hips, and legs. Going to start off with a couple of minutes of warm-up activities. Then we'll go into 5 minutes of a standing core session. Then we'll do 15 minutes of HIIT or high intense interval training. And then we're going to end with 5 minutes or so of core on the floor. And then we'll have a bonus plank at the end of the session. So, ready to get started? Each activity is going to last for 30 seconds. Some will last 1 minute. My interval timer will go off every 30 seconds. So for the 1 minute activities, we'll just ignore that halfway point. Alright, so just follow along. We're going to start warming up. We've got 6 activities here, so it'll be a 3-minute warm up. We'll start with single leg jackknife crunches. So arms over your head. These will be 30 seconds each. Just fold at the waist, fold at your belly button, and bring one foot up at a time. And make sure your foot lands where it came from. You don't want to step side to side with these. Okay, you just want to stand straight and tall. The foot goes right back into the place where it started on the floor. You got to use a lot of control. Now we're going to go into lateral lunges, so wide stance. And your arms are going to reach the opposite direction that you're lunging. Opening up your waist, your lats, your obliques. Anytime you do any kind of exercise routine, you always want to start off with 3 to 5 minutes of warming up. Get your muscles, get the blood flowing to your muscles, your heart rate up a little bit. Alright, next let's do high knee jacks. So it's just like a jumping jack, except you're just raising one knee at a time. And again, try to avoid stepping from side to side, so you don't want to be moving around a lot. You want to learn to control your body. Next, hands over your head, side bends. Nothing too deep, just enough to keep your obliques and your lats awake. Make sure your head is moving with your hands. Now place those hands in front of you and do waist rotation. So still working on your obliques and your lats a little bit. Most everything we're going to do is going to focus from the waist down. Five seconds left, and the last thing we're going to do is single leg deadlifts. It's going to challenge your balance a little bit. You're still going to wake up your hips. So you just lower. One leg goes behind you, and you want to alternate. Okay, so you should be good and warmed up. So let's get ready, and we're going to begin our 5-minute core session. The 5-minute standing core section of this workout routine is going to involve 5 activities. One is going to be for 1 minute. The other are going to be unilateral activities, so we'll do one side for 30 seconds and then the other side for 30 seconds. The first activity will be 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that before we begin the session. It's called an X pivot, so you want your feet about hip width, maybe a little bit wider apart, hands by your ears, and you're going to trace an X with your body. So you're going to go down, and then you're going to draw a line underneath, and then come back up. All right, so we'll start here. Starting at this will be your right, and you want to cross over your body to the left foot, then draw a line from your left foot to your right foot, and then come back up diagonally and get a little extension in your back while you're up here, and then repeat the opposite direction. So you cross over, go from one foot to the other, cross back up diagonally, and then repeat. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. We're going to do the X pivot for 1 minute, then we'll do the other 4 activities, 30 seconds each side. Alright, ready? And go. So remember, cross over from one shoulder to the opposite foot, draw a line from one foot to the other, and then diagonally back up. You have an entire minute to figure this out, so hopefully by the end of the minute you'll understand it. Make sure you get that back extension at the top. If you have a problem with dizziness, just take your time as you're coming up. Now that's the halfway point. We still have 30 seconds left in this activity. Alright, next we're going to do torso twist with a knee raise. So just raise that right knee and twist to the right and then tap down. So you're twisting to the right only. Hands still by those ears. Your ears may get a little warm during this routine. And you're not crunching down to that knee. You're just raising your knee and twisting at the waist. So you're not crossing over. We'll do that later. Alright, now repeat on the other side. This is my left side, your right. And the whole concept behind a standing core routine makes your core work a little bit harder because you're standing, and also you're working one side at a time. So it's a very low impact, low intense way to work your core, but you're definitely working your core. Okay, now we're going to go into crossover crunches. So this is where you will cross over to that opposite knee. So you're going over and down, one side only. So I'm going from my left elbow to my right knee. You do the opposite if you're facing me. So you see I'm crossing over and down. One more time. Now let's switch sides. Keep your elbows wide the entire time. The wider your elbows, the greater your rotation you're going to get in your waist. Alright, now let's do standing knee up crunches. Do the right side. Only. You just tap the floor, fold at your navel, and look down at your belly button so you get a good crunch. So you should feel that. So it's almost like you're laying on the mat doing a crunch and bending one knee. So make sure you fold right here. Now switch to the other leg. And now we're going to chop to a knee raise. So my right to left, or your left to right. So make sure you keep your arms straight to help increase the rotation you're getting in your waist. One leg stays on the floor, your knee comes up, your hands go beyond your hips. Switch to the other side. Remember, you're not just bringing your arms up and down, you're also rotating at the waist. Right, great. That's the end of the 5-minute standing core section of this routine. Now grab some water or a towel if you need it. We're going to go into 15 minutes of high intense interval training. The section is going to be intense, so grab some water and I'll see you in a minute. This portion of the routine is going to involve intervals of 1 minute of strength training and 30 seconds of cardio. We're going to have 5 sets and we'll repeat each set twice. So there'll be 3 minutes each set, which will equal 15 minutes, if my math is correct. So if you don't already have a water and a towel, go ahead and grab that. If you're in a warm environment, it's a little chilly here today and rainy. You might also want to have a mat down on the floor because we're going to get it on the floor for a couple of activities. So if you want just some additional padding underneath your hands. Remember, my interval timer is set for 30 seconds. So the activities that we will be doing for 1 minute, we'll ignore that first little beep, beep, beep. But just follow my cue, follow along, and let's go. First thing we're going to do is 1 minute squat with ab rotation. And then we're going to do 30 seconds plank jacks with jump in and out. Then we'll repeat that, and we'll move on to the next activity. All right, ready? So go ahead and get ready to go into that squat. You get in position while I start the timer. I want you to squat down, have your elbows to your knees. Okay? So elbows to knees, and tap the opposite knee with your elbow, and then come back up. So you squat, watch that squat form, rotate at the waist, and come back up. Make sure your movements are deliberate, and up. So you're squatting, and then tapping the opposite knee with your elbow, and come back up. We have 30 more seconds. Squat, tap, tap, and up. Squat, tap your knee with your opposite elbow. Squat, rotate and tap. Up, squat, rotate, tap. So you really start feeling that burn now. And up. All right, get ready for your plank jacks. Jump in and out. This will be 30 seconds. Plank jack, jump in and out. Plank jack, in and out. You can also bend your knees. If you do, keep your hips low. Or you can pike it. All right. Back to the 1 minute squat with rotation. So elbows to knees, then rotate. And up. Squat and tap. Up. Squat, rotate, tap. Squat, rotate, tap. 30 more seconds. Squat, rotate, tap. Squat, rotate, squat, rotate, tap, squat, rotate, tap. Let's do one more. Squat. All right, back to those plank jacks. Let's jump in and out. Alright, good. First set's done. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll move into the second set. So our next interval is going to be 1 minute alternate reverse lunge to leg lift, knee raise. It's a mouthful, and then squat hops to plank. All right. We're going to alternate. Remember, so step back into reverse lunge. When you come back up, lift that leg, and then raise your knee. And then do the same thing on the other side. Lunge, leg lift, knee raise. Keep alternating. Lunge, reverse leg lift to knee raise. Lunge, make sure you watch your form. Leg lift to knee raise. Keep going. We've got 30 more seconds. Lunge, leg lift to knee raise. Lunge, leg lift, knee raise. Lunge, leg lift, knee raise. Lunge, leg lift, knee raise. Lunge. Let's do one more. Lunge. Run out of time. Leg lift, knee raise. 2 squat hops, 1 plank. 1, 2, plank, right back up. 1, 2, plank, back in the squat. Squat hop, 2, plank, back up. 1, 2, plank, and up. 1, 2, plank, and up. All right, one more set. Reverse lunge, leg lift, knee raise. Alternate. Reverse lunge. Let the heart rate come down a little bit. Reverse lunge, lift, knee raise. Okay, keep going. We've got 30 more seconds. We should have time for one more on each side. All right, ready? 2 squat hops. 1, 2, and then plank. 1, 2, plank. 1, 2, whoops. Plank, almost fell on that one. 1, 2, plank. 1, 2, plank. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, finish in plank, and back up. All right, great. 30-second break, and then we'll move into rotational lunges for 1 minute and crisscross mountain climbers in a second. I'm going to open up this window. So even though it's chilly and rainy out today, it's getting a little warm in here. All right, wide stance for your rotational lunges. Okay, let's start off your left, my right. Lunge, come up, face forward, and then turn to your right, my left. Lunge, come back up. So you're just going from side to side. Lunge, come up, go to center, face the opposite direction. Lunge, come back up, face center. Keep those legs wide. Lunge, up. We have 30 more seconds. Rotate, lunge. This is not a lateral lunge. You're just shifting from side to side. So it is a forward lunge. You're just rotating which direction you face. So you center, face to the left, your right, lunge, center, right, lunge, center, finish over here. And now crisscross mountain climbers. So knee to opposite elbow. Back to your rotational lunges, wide stance. Turn, lunge, come back up out of lunge, face the center, turn the opposite direction, and lunge. Turn, lunge, turn, lunge. Now you'll notice I'm not using any weights at all. We have 30 seconds left. You could certainly hold dumbbells or kettlebells or medicine ball or a weighted body bar, but this is all body weight activity and it's pretty intense. So if you choose to do so wisely. One more each side. Lunge, rotate, lunge, and center. Back down the floor, crisscross mountain climbers. This is great for internal hip rotation. That's 3. We just have 2 more sets to go, and then we're going to do core on the floor. So grab a sip of water if you need it. Wipe the sweat off your face. Hopefully you're working up a sweat. Next is going to be a curtsy lunge with squat and abduction, and then the floating Spider-Man, which is kind of the opposite of the crisscross. So curtsy lunge, squat, abduct. So here's your curtsy, squat, then you'll abduct that direction, and you'll switch this way. Curtsy, squat, abduct. Keep that foot flexed when you're going into abduction. Curtsy, squat, abduction, curtsy, squat, abduct. Curtsy, squat, abduct. We have 30 more seconds. Curtsy, squat, abduct, curtsy. Lots of hips today. Abduction, curtsy, squat, abduction, curtsy, squat, abduction. We'll finish on this side. Curtsy, squat, abduction. Let's do one more. We'll just start on that side on our next set. Floating Spider-Man. Knee to same elbow this time. So instead of crisscrossing, you're doing external hip rotation, knee to elbow on the same side. My legs are getting tired. Oh, all right. So we'll start this side. Curtsy, wow, curtsy. Squat, abduct. Curtsy, squat, abduct. Curtsy, squat, abduct. Curtsy, squat, abduct. Curtsy, squat, abduct. Floating, whoops, I'm starting at 30 more seconds. Curtsy, squat, abduct, curtsy, squat. Sorry I messed up there. Squat, abduct, curtsy. We'll finish on this side. Curtsy, squat, abduct. Again, I apologize for throwing you off. All right. Spider-Man, floating Spider-Man. This is great for external hip rotation. All right. Whew. One more 30-second break, then one more set. Then we get to get on the floor for core. So for the last set, we're going to actually start off on the floor in upper plank position and do alternating knee tucks to leg lifts. And then we're going to stand up and do a standing crossover knee up to elbow. So upper plank, knee tuck, leg lift, and then alternate. Knee tuck, leg lift. Not too high in the leg lift. Make sure your foot stays flexed. Knee tuck, leg lift. Knee tuck, leg lift. More seconds. One more. All right, stand up. These are crossover knee ups. So knee goes over to the opposite elbow. And I'm dripping in sweat. Let's pick up the pace a little. Just try to aim for that elbow, the opposite elbow. Make sure your arms stay high, that you're not crunching down with your upper body. All right, one more set of each. Tuck, leg lift. Tuck and leg lift. Remember to alternate. Leg lift. And you don't want to kick that leg up there. You just want to do a leg lift, not a big kick like that. 30 more seconds. Last one. All right, stand up, cross over, knee up. Whew. Then we're done. Well, not done, but done with this part. Boom, boom, done, good. All right, so there's your intense interval part of this session. The core part's next, then you will be done. So take a pause, grab some water if you need it, a towel, get your mat out because most of these will be on the floor. I believe all of them will be on the floor, so get set up. I'll see you back in a minute. Welcome back. Time for 5 minutes of core on the floor. We'll get through this and then we're going to finish with a bonus plank hold. I'll probably just hold it for a minute. If you want to go longer, knock yourself out, but I'm not going to do that. So you go as long as you want. That's just a bonus. So first thing, we're going to do elbow taps with a reach for 1 minute. And then other activities we may do for 30 seconds on each side. And but I'll guide you through. Just follow along. Hopefully my instructions will be clear. Before I start the timer, just let me show you what an elbow. You're going to have both feet, knees are bent, both feet on the floor. Elbows behind you. You go back to your elbows tap the mat. And then you just come up. So it's an elbow tap crunch with a reach. Okay? We're going to do that for 1 minute. Take your time. Use control. Tap with your elbows. Come up. Keep your feet on the floor. You want to inhale here and then blow it out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Remember to watch your form. Maintain control over your body. Don't allow your feet to come up. If they do, find somebody to hold them for you, or bring them closer to your body, or extend one out. So here's a modification. But if you don't need it, let's do this, because this will really work your lower abdominal muscles. Remember to monitor your breathing as well. Next, we're going to do 30 seconds of bicycle kicks. So get ready for that. Back on the mat. So we're going to crisscross, elbow to opposite knee. We'll do this for 30 seconds. Then the next 30 seconds, we're going to continue doing bicycle kicks, except you're going to swivel and you're going to tap your elbow to the knee on the same side. Rather than, see right here, we're crossing over. So right elbow to left knee, or left elbow to right knee. Okay, now switch. Keep your legs going, but you want to swivel. So right elbow to right knee and left elbow to left knee. So you're engaging your obliques just a little bit more. You have 10 seconds. I may have to stop the timer because I'm not sure what the next activity is. Alright, stop for a second. Alright, V-ups. We're going to do 1 minute of V-ups. Before I start the timer again, here's your basic V-up. Your body's in a V, and you can bend your knees as you crunch, or you can keep your legs straight. That's going to be very challenging to do for an entire minute, especially at the end of the session. So you may want to start off in that V and then just do the regular crunch with your knees bent. So again, you start here and crunch. So you stay in that V. We're going to do that for a minute. Ready? And go. Exhale as you're crunching. You don't want to rely on your hands too much. They're mostly there to give your back support because your back is not on the mat. We have 30 more seconds. Keep those feet together. Oh gosh. Wow, just messed up. Keep those feet together. It's hard to do and talk. Shows you how important breathing is. Okay. Next we have side flutters, 30 seconds each side. Then we'll finish with 1 minute scissor kicks with a clap. All right, ready? And go. So side flutters. Nice and slow and controlled. Monitor your breathing. Make sure you're facing ahead, but your feet are both pointed to the right. You have 5 seconds, and then we're going to switch to the other side. So you just flop on over. Ready? Flop over, left side, flutters. You can balance if you want to, but if you're a little fatigued, it's okay to have your hands on the mat. We have 10 seconds left. Then we'll get set up for scissor kicks and then the plank. Alright, so scissor kicks, you want to have your back on the mat, and these are sort of like your water range flutters. So your legs are going to move like this, your head, neck, and shoulders are going to be up, And for the first 30 seconds, you're going to clap behind your right leg only. And then 30 seconds, you clap behind the left. All right? So, ready and go. So, flutter, clap. Clap behind the right knee only. So you're doing a very small crunch to come up to reach behind that right knee. All right, now we're going to switch and go to that left knee. I know you're getting tired, but this is the last thing we're doing. And you have 12 seconds left. So just hang in there. One more. All right, good, great. Oh, okay. So we're done. Now let's do the bonus 1 minute plank hold. So get onto your mat. You want to be in your forearms. This. I suggest you don't look at a clock. Just kind of think out loud, think happy thoughts. You want to keep your core tight. Keep your shoulders right over your elbows. And just breathe. So make sure you're not going down to the mat with that belly. Make sure you're not rounding up. Back should be neutral. Draw in your belly button. Press that into your back. And just breathe nice and slow. Hold that plank. If you feel your belly start to sag, then just remember thinking about drawing in that navel. We're halfway done. Draw that navel in. Press it to your back. Squeeze your glutes. Engage that butt. Let your hips keep you stable. Your hips are part of your core. Just breathe. We're almost done. We have 10 seconds left. And then again, if you want to keep going, you keep going. But I'm dropping in 5 seconds. Very good. All right. So, good job. So hopefully that took about 30 minutes. It may have taken longer because sometimes I do tend to talk and sometimes I will need to pause to take a break, but that's okay. If you lasted, you got a great lower body, core, and hip session in. So make sure you stretch. I'm not going to go into any stretching right now, but make sure you stretch your hips, your abs, your back, and your legs, and then have an amazing day.